Today, we're diving into a story of incredible tension. It's about how one man's actions can, at the very same time, spark a massive popular movement and a deadly conspiracy to take him out. Let's get right into it.
Just think about that for a second. What if doing something genuinely good, something helpful, could literally put a target on your back? Keep that question in mind because it is the absolute heart of the story we're unpacking today. It sets the stage for everything that's about to happen.
All right, so our story kicks off not on some grand stage, but in a quiet place of worship on a holy day. And it's right here that a simple act of healing is about to become a huge, public challenge to the powers that be.
You can just feel the tension in the air. So picture this. There's a man in the synagogue with a shriveled hand, and everybody knows he's there. The religious leaders, well, they aren't just there for the service. The text says they are watching Jesus' every move, literally waiting for him to slip up so they can accuse him. The trap is officially set.
But instead of just walking into their trap, Jesus flips it right back on them. He has the man stand up in front of everyone, and then he asks this question. It's an absolutely brilliant move. He takes their sneaky legal question and turns it into a public moral test. And their response? You could hear a pin drop. Total silence.
Now here's a detail I find fascinating. It's about Jesus' emotional state. The source material actually says he looked around at them in anger and deeply distressed at their stubborn hearts. So it's from that place, that mix of anger and sadness, that he performs the miracle. He just tells the man, stretch out your hand, and boom, it's completely healed.
And here's where things just escalate, fast. The immediate reaction to this incredible act of healing isn't wonder, it's not debate, it's a death plot. You've got two groups here, the Pharisees and the Herodians, who were normally bitter rivals. But on this, they suddenly found common ground and started planning how they could kill him.
So this single event causes this massive split. On one hand, you have the authorities, now secretly plotting his death. And on the other, Jesus' fame just explodes. It goes viral across the entire region.
I mean, just look at this list. We're not talking about some local celebrity here. This is an international phenomenon. You've got people coming from Jewish territories, from non-Jewish regions, from all over the map. The crowds got so huge, so desperate just to get near him, that he actually had to have a boat ready to escape just so he wouldn't be crushed by them.
This slide just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's the core conflict in a nutshell. On one side, you have this overwhelming public adoration, people literally shoving each other just to touch him. And on the other side, you have a small, powerful group who see the exact same thing and decide the only answer is murder.
So what do you do when your popularity is off the charts, but you've also got a very real target on your back? Well, you get organized. Jesus makes a really critical strategic move. He goes up on a mountainside and formalizes his inner circle. He picks 12 men. And you've got to understand, this isn't just a random friend group. This is the foundation of an entire organization. He even gives some of them new names. Simon is now Peter. James and John are the sons of thunder. And then there's that chilling little note added to Judas Iscariot's name, who betrayed him. The future, both good and bad, is all right here.
And their job description? It was crystal clear, and it had two parts. First, just to be with him. To watch, to listen, to learn everything they possibly could, directly from the source. And second, to be sent out, to go out on their own, with the exact same authority he had, to preach the message and to drive out demons. This was all about scaling the movement.
But as Jesus starts to build his movement, the opposition just gets more and more intense, and it gets personal. He's now facing a war on two fronts, one from his enemies and another from inside his own home.
And this is just brutal. His own family, they hear about these massive crowds and the nonstop work, and their conclusion? He's lost his mind. They literally leave home to go and take charge of him. And at the exact same time, the top religious scholars from Jerusalem show up and hit him with the worst accusation you could possibly make, that his power comes from the devil himself, from Beelzebul.
So how does he respond to all this? Not with rage, but with pure, simple logic. He uses this little parable to show them just how ridiculous their accusation is. I mean, think about it. If he's using Satan's power to fight Satan's forces, then Satan's kingdom is having a civil war, and it's doomed. It just doesn't make sense. He's implying his power has to be from somewhere else.
And then he raises the stakes. He gives them this serious warning, saying that while pretty much any sin can be forgiven, there's one that can't be. attributing the work of God's Holy Spirit to a demonic force. Essentially, what he's saying is, if you look at something that is clearly purely good, and you consciously choose to call it evil, you've basically broken your own moral compass. You've crossed the line you can't come back from.
Now, watch this. Right in the middle of this crisis, being called insane by his family and demonic by the experts, Jesus uses this exact moment to teach something incredibly radical, something that still resonates today. So the scene is set. He's inside a house, it's packed to the rafters with people listening to him teach. Then a message gets passed in, hey, your mother and brothers are outside, and they're looking for you. Remember, they're there to take him home because they think he's gone crazy. But instead of getting up, he just looks around at the faces in the crowd, and he asks this question.
And there's his answer. He looks right at the people who showed up, the people who were listening and committed to the mission, and he completely redefines the idea of family. It's not about blood anymore. His true family, he says, is anyone who joins him in a shared purpose, doing the will of God.
And that leaves us with a pretty powerful question to think about, doesn't it? In our own lives, what's the thing that really binds us together? Is it the family we're born into, or is it the family we choose, the one that's built on a common mission?